Was going to just make a video. I thought, screw it, I'd just go live. I know it's kind of out of the blue here. I wanted to start off by just saying that, you know, we went from not that hot, went from, you know, pretty mild temperatures to the next thing. It's like freaking, 200 degrees. It's supposed to be like 109 here today. I can't stay on here long. Just thought it'd just be easier to do this than to, what's up, Ronnie? How you doing? Thought it'd be easier just to go live than to make a video and have to upload and all that crap. I do got to get to work, but just wanted to let everybody know, it's gonna, we went from 10 degrees to, 10 degrees. What's up, Ed? Broke Dicks. What's up? What's up, Loretta? How y'all doing? Man, we went from like 70 degrees, good mild temperatures, to now it's freaking it's literally going to be 109 degrees today. They said, feels like. So, I want to make sure that everybody stays hydrated, understand that, you haven't, Zaza, how you doing? Oh, how, my beautiful sister, Miss Sharon. How y'all doing, Zaza, Loretta, everybody? But I just want to make sure everybody understands that, your body hasn't had time to acclimate to the heat, and I want everybody to be safe out there. Man, let me tell you, I worked with a guy back years ago, and this dude, hey Tiger, how you doing? I worked with this guy years ago, and man, he was out there as every day, he's a hell of a worker, great guy. Maria, how you doing? This dude had a heat stroke. And Miss Nicole, how you doing? How you doing? Red Dog. So I want everybody to understand this guy, man. He had a heat stroke, right? Man, it ruined his life, man. Like, dude can't work outside hardly at all, man. He went from, being able to do whatever he wanted to do to, like, he can't even hardly cut his own grass, man, anymore, when it's hot. So, y'all, please be careful. Please understand that, the heat is nothing to play with. Don't play that tough guy attitude, man, because it can break you down. I'm talking just break you down and you're done, man. We've got another reason why I wanted to bring this up is that we have a lot of things going on right now, with us just bombing Iran, bombed their nuclear facilities and everything, and struck some other targets. But I want everybody to understand that you have a heat stroke, for instance, because, you're trying to, I'm a tough guy. Cobra, what's happening? 12B, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? You're going to be Mr. Tough Guy and all that. I can take the heat. I'm going to work, hard out here. Yeah, well, you get a heat stroke and it puts you down. The other things in your life that you need, Sophia B, my beautiful sister, how you doing? You got to understand, man, that heat, you get a heat stroke, that puts you down, man. That ruins a lot of things that you're trying to accomplish. Keeps you from, Carolina, how you doing? Keeps you from being able to, even as far as maybe protecting your family. I mean, a heat stroke can really, really, really be bad for you. So, make sure you stay hydrated. Stay away from the Gatorades, man. That shit ain't no good for you. It's just, it's mostly sugar. And I see a lot of people drinking Gatorade, man, and it's just not good for you. They make other, what, don't do that. Man, you don't listen to Dino, man. He's trying to get y'all put in jails and stuff, man. Well, unless you're at one of them gay parades or whatever, I guess you can get away with it. But yeah. So, but yeah, just be careful. Gatorade, man, is no good, man. They make some other stuff, some liquid IVs, and there's some other drinks out there that you can do that are good for you. Water, obviously, is always going to be a good. Um, it's always going to be good and for you or whatever. Bananas, good thing to eat. Fruits, things like that. I've made up switch to keep hydrated. Made up some switchel to keep hydrated. Yeah, man, Pedialyte. Yeah, Pedialyte's good. Things like that. That's all I'm saying, guys, is just make sure that you watch this heat, man. It puts you down and then you're down, and after that, it's easier for you to get a heat stroke after you've had one. It gets real easy to have another one. So went and got coconut water, dragon fruit, lavender powder for, refresher. Yeah. Um, the if you when you stop sweating, man, that's when it's a bad deal. So you're already you're too dehydrated. You're supposed to be working. I'm supposed to be working too, Dino, but I had some other stuff to take care of this morning. I'm getting ready to head out. So I've got over 30 properties to do this week. I'm going to take all week to do them instead of getting them done in 2 or 3 days like I normally do. Leela, how you doing? Throw a pinch of sea salt and some water. Yeah, just like I said, man, you guys be careful. Dynamite, what's happening? Y'all just be careful out there. That's all I'm saying. Don't be Mr. Tough Guy in the heat, man. It sucks to, like I said, that buddy of mine, he went down with a heat stroke and he ain't been right ever since, man. He can't do hardly shit out there. Yeah, I am broke. Man, shit, we can usually do the properties we have for this week. We can usually do them in 2.5 days, 2 days if we work a lot. Shit, I'm taking all week to do them, man. I got nothing else to do anyway. It's hot. We're going to go out and work. I figure if we can I got 30 properties exactly. I figure if we go out and do, 8 or 9, 10 of them a day, because they're far enough apart that we can catch kind of a little break, with some windshield time, and kind of cool down a little bit. So, and the properties don't take us but about 15, maybe 20 minutes, so go on the, OSHA does have a pretty decent app that you can get, and it'll give you the heat index. It'll give you, what I'm saying? It'll give you it'll give you the rundown of how long you should work in it. What's up, Suzuki? How you doing, brother? Yeah, I seen that, Dynamite. I meant to answer you back. I seen that in October. Yeah, just hit me up on my email. It's backwoods. It's gone fishing with an N, not a G, but Hillbilly, what's up? gonefishing.bm@gmail.com. Hit me up, man, and I'm a little ways from Little Rock, pretty good little ways, but it's not that far for me to drive. I wouldn't mind to drive down there and hang out with you. Yeah, so once you've had this heat stroke, once you've had severe heat exhaustion, because you can have heat exhaustion without having a heat stroke, but once you had the severe heat exhaustion where you're nearly at a heat stroke, man, I'm telling you, thank you, Miss Sharon. Thank you. That's why Miss Sharon will always be one of my mods, man. She is awesome. So yeah, once you've had that, dude, man, you're kind of done. You know what I'm saying? It gets easier and easier for you to have a heat exhaustion or heat stroke. So be careful. Craig, what's happening, man? The other thing I wanted to talk about, so everybody knows it ain't a damn secret. We've been hospitalized twice for dehydration in the summer. Yeah, it's not a good thing, man. It's really bad for your body, man. It's bad for your livers and your kidneys and all your internal organs, man. It's just bad for you. I think it's 2 weeks ago we were covering plants. I know. Well, that's what I'm getting at. Ohio is, man. It's dude. It went from cool and like there was multiple times. There were multiple times that I come out here early in the morning. I was like, man, it's freaking chilly out here. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, it's crazy that it just all of a sudden it's just bam. It's like I said, it's gonna be 109 here today. Well, feels like 109. It's gonna be 109. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, guys, was it's not a secret, man. We know that there's been millions of people come across our border unchecked, unvetted, and with us striking Iran the way we did and everything, there's a lot of shit talk going on. And what's up, Red Eye? And Redneck Roughneck, what's happening, man? Yeah, it's all good, brother. It's all good. I ain't been going live lately, so YouTube may be a little slow sending out some notifications. They're like, hell, this dude ain't doing shit. So, but anyway, yeah. Just be careful when you go out into public, guys. Pay attention. I'm not going to tell anybody to break the laws or nothing like that. That's y'all decide to do what y'all do. But all I'm going to tell you is where I'm at, wherever I lived, I wouldn't care what the laws were. I would be carrying armaments. That's just me. Zanty Misfit, what's happening? California's been cold since October. It's still cold. Well, it sure ain't here, but yeah. Sleeper cells. Exactly. That's the point. And guys, you got to understand, man. I mean, these people, a lot of people in the U.S. make a mistake. Okay, they make mistakes by going, hey, they wouldn't do this, they wouldn't do that. Man, look, people like in Iran, for instance, these Islamic extremists, because not all the people are bad. It's really not a good thing to lump everybody into one deal there, one category. There's a lot of people over in Iran right now cheering for what we did. They want, they want a regime change. But you got to understand all this. I'm talking about the Islamic extremists. Yes, good one right there. Convenience stores, gas stations, man, they can, just think about your local Walmarts. Man, you pull up in the parking lot, get out. Most people are doing this right here and walking across the parking lot, and they're, just kind of look up, make sure they ain't getting hit by cars, whatever. Guys, man, I'm telling you, you need to pay attention. These people think on a different level than we do. What's up, Eric? You see what I'm saying? What Ohio say? She up here talking protein. Oh my gosh. I ain't even going there. Y'all, you ladies. But you got to understand, man, these people think on a different level than we do. They don't. It is an honor to them to kill infidels. I hope y'all understand this. It is an honor for them to kill infidels. It is an honor for them to die for their cause, to get to go and have their whatever amount of virgins and all this crap, So they think on a different level than we do. So don't think that you can't pull up to a Walmart's in little small town USA and all of a sudden 4 guys get out of a car with AKs and start mowing people down. Will it happen? I don't know. I wasn't military, so I I wasn't military. I don't know, a lot of the military terms and a lot of the things that are going on. But the one thing that I do know is that these Islamist extremists, for instance, they think on a different level than we do. And so let's make sure that we're keeping our head on a swivel. You know, I've talked about this many times before. You don't have to go out here and just be like, oh my God, I got to hurry up and run in here in this store. I'm scared to death. Don't be scared. That's what they want. They want you to be scared. They want you to be terrified. That's why it's called terrorism. Don't be terrified. Just be prepared. Don't be scared. Be prepared. You know, I'm carrying armaments in my truck. I'm just telling you, I don't give a shit what nobody says. Because when time is of essence, the police are 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes away, especially when you get in these small towns like I live in, guys, man, the police handle a large area and there's not that many of them. So it would take DB, what's happening? You know, it could take 15, 20 minutes for the police to arrive because maybe they're on the other side of the county, or whatever, taking care of some other business. So just don't be scared. Don't let a bunch of people on YouTube, sit there and scare the hell out of you. And you're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Just, you guys know what to do. We have been talking about this stuff for a long time on here. You know what I mean? The police come to draw out chalk lines and take reports. Just remember that. The police come to draw chalk lines and take reports. We don't need to be getting chalk lined. You know what I'm saying? All you guys out there are important, man. We're all important. We all have families and we all have, people that depend on us and things like that. So remember that when you leave out of your house, that, I would rather face a judge and say, hey, look, I was just carrying a weapon for protection, than to be sitting there while somebody's shooting going, man, I wished I had something to shoot back, to protect ourselves. So just pay attention around, man. There's a lot of people in this country that want to destroy this country. Even Americans and white fucking liberals, man. Jeez, dude, they want to destroy this country, man. They hate everything about what we stand for. There's people from other countries that hate everything that we stand for. So, think about things when you go into your Walmarts. Let's say you want to go out. And go to a restaurant. When you go into a restaurant or you go into Walmart's, pay attention, understand where the exits are, other than the front doors. They're like, obviously, like Walmart's, for instance, they're the doors by the meat aisle. When you go back there, they're going to have a door of some sort back there that goes out so that they can receive the food, right? Same thing with there's multiple exits or entrances on a Walmart, and several of them are just exits only. You can't just walk up and open the door from the outside. So keep that in mind. The same thing goes with a restaurant. There's a lot of these restaurants, they're going to have like pony walls in there. There'll just be a short wall there. It can make a good hiding place. They have big columns in there, that can make, you get skinny, as they call it, behind this deal. Sit with your back, to the wall where you're facing the door. I always do. I did say meat. Giggity. Y'all girls ain't right, man. But you know what I'm saying? Pay attention to the people coming in and out. Pay attention out in the parking lot. You ain't got to be. Don't be scared to death, guys. Don't let these people put fear in you. We're fucking Americans, man. We're not scared of shit. But there's nothing wrong with being prepared. There's nothing wrong with being, vigilant, to pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention outside. You know what I mean? There's, what's up, salty dog? There's, all restaurants have a kitchen. They have an exit. They have fire exits that you can't just go into. You know what I mean? But you can exit out of them. Pay attention to these things, man. It could save your life, dude. It could save lives of others. And if you're in Walmart and for whatever reason you ain't packing, somebody comes in shooting, hey, bro, I'm going to tell you what. Hey, man, a soup can to the side of the head, I'm just saying, there's a lot of soup cans on the shelves. Lots of cans on the shelves, man, and they're heavy, and I would throw cans before I would let somebody just shoot me down. You know what I'm saying? So, just there's a lot of uncertainty going on right now. There's a lot of things that are happening. I know a lot of y'all probably live near where there's a lot of these protests going on and everything. Again, Guardian, what's happening? I'm not telling nobody what to do. You handle your own business the way you handle it. All I'm saying is I ain't getting stopped and getting jerked out of my vehicle and my vehicle destroyed and me stomped half to death. I'm just saying, well, y'all know what I mean. I hope y'all know what I mean, because I'm just telling you right now, some fuckers are getting run over, man, just flat out, man. I'm running people over, bro. My mom and daddy taught me a long time ago, don't play in the street because you get run over. I'm just saying, 15 people throwing cans, forced to be reckoned with. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Dude, there's ways of handling things. Time to relive them old high school football days. 1 can of beans and perfect spiral to the side of the head, man. Exactly. Guys, that's what I'm saying, man. In Walmart, the business in the front of the store should all have, they do. And that's what I'm getting at. There's emergency exits. Most of these Walmarts, you can drive all the way around them. Wouldn't hurt not one bit for you to figure out, to drive around your local Walmart and figure out where your exits are on these, you know what I'm saying? Just drive around, look, see where the exits are on the building, and then go inside and figure out where them are. Shit. There to the doors there where you open up and you can see where they keep all the stock back there and on the shelves and shit. Walk in there. Hell, all they're going to do is be like, what the hell are you doing in here, man? I was looking for the bathroom. I got lost. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to tell you, well, go out here. The bathroom's over here. But now you've got the intel of exactly where them doors are. You see what I mean? I know where our Walmart doors are. I can take you through whatever door and get you right to the exits because I did that. They was like, what are you doing back here? Man, I'm fucking lost, bro. Where the hell's the bathroom at, man? I'm about to piss myself, Major news headlines will likely drop in the next. They're up to something. Man, they're always up to something, brother. Yeah. But let's just stay vigilant, y'all. Don't let this scare you to death. There's going to be fear mongering. There's going to be propaganda. There's going to be people on YouTube that are going to make you scared to even go outside, man. Don't listen to them fucking people. Go and live your life. Don't let these people terrorize you. Go out, but just pay attention when you go. Yeah, I know, right? Trust your gut. That's a great one right there, man. You get that gut feeling. I did a whole video on trust your gut. You know, your gut will tell you before your heart and mind realize what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That gut feeling, man. Trust that gut feeling. If you feel something is off, it would be better to leave then than to go, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean? I don't know if I need to trust that or not. No, trust your gut. If you feel something's off, leave. Pay attention. Pay attention to your gut, man. It will tell you your gut instinct, man. Um, so I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat here. If you have hold on your phone, please turn the camera on so you can see what's coming up behind you. That's a good one too. You know, um, I tell you right now. I mean, one of the things I live in a really small town, so but I'm looking into getting cameras, you know, installed, you know, the dash cams or whatever you want to call them on our vehicles, and you know, body cams, man, you can get these. They're not that expensive. They have some pretty small ones now that are they're like this, you know, about like that size. You can stick them right down in your pocket or right here, you know, in your shirt, things like that. I'm not a nerd, so I don't do the pockets on the shirts, man. I can't stand pockets on my shirts, you know, unless it's like a button up. But I keep a machete under the passenger rug of my car for foraging. Exactly. I mean, you never know when. Well, you know, you might want to get out there and chop down some berries. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And so yeah, you know, you don't want to be putting your hand in there where the blackberries are. You get all, you know, skin up and stuff. So machete in your vehicle for chopping down berries is a really good idea. You know, just saying. Just everybody pay attention, guys. Y'all got anything y'all been seeing? Anything that maybe would that be cover or concealment? Let me go back and look here. What when I'm in Walmart, hide behind the 500-pound customer riding around on the struggling scooter, right? Right? Well, that ain't no. Yeah, it's a berry chopper, you know. Virtual dash cams are the way to go. Amazon Prime Days coming up. They're under $100 on Prime Days. There you go, right there. Blackbird, what's happening? How you doing? You know, so Detroit prepping, my brother. How are you, man? I hope everything is well, man. All is quiet in Detroit, believe it or not. Awesome. Man, I ain't seen you in a minute, Detroit, man. I miss you, brother. I really do. I miss you. I've been on the panel with this gentleman many times, man. He's a good dude. He is a great guy. Yeah, so that's all I'm saying, man. Stay vigilant, stay prepared. Keep, you know, I talk about all the time. I say it a lot, you know, when you prepare your mind properly, things will fall into place. And how this falls into this is, you know, when you prepare your mind when you're going out, you know, when things start to happen, then things start to fall into place because you're prepared for it. It ain't no preparing your mind for circumstances is no different than preparing for food. You know, you go to Walmart's, there's no eggs, but you got some saved. You see what I mean? Um, yeah, 5 years old now. Wow, man, it's been a minute. Cause I remember when I remember. Um, just looking here, but yeah, so you know, so it ain't no different than preparing, you know, food. It ain't no different than preparing, you know, to make sure that your spare tire is good, you know, things like that. You see what I'm saying? It's preparing your mind is to me the most important prep. It is the absolute most important prep. Okay. The reason I say that is because I've seen people that have lost their freaking lid just over simply having a flat tire. I'm talking just the day's gone, it's ruined. I mean, these people don't have a prepared mind. These people are not prepared, and these are the people that we have to watch out for because they freak the hell out, man. Don't be that person to lose your lid over a flat tire, because you're a prepper, man. You're prepared for these things. But the mind is the most important prep that you got. No, I actually haven't talked to Prepper Nation in a minute. We're still friends and everything. I just hadn't talked. It's been busy, and I've had some other people that I've kind of needed to talk to, and kind of some things going on behind the scenes that. What's up, G-Mom Merkel? What are you doing? Are backing into a tree, right? But yeah, just being prepared in your mind, it solves a lot of the problems when issues come up. That you're ready for when things happen bad. I sit in here a lot of times and going, I appreciate that. You're welcome on ours too, man. I didn't send out any deals today just because, I was just going to make a video, and I thought, hell, it'll be easier just go live for a little bit and let everybody chat and say hello to everybody and all this good stuff. Makes you realize life is not as short as you think, but never as long as you would like. Exactly. And find out which zone you live in, figure out the freeze line, dig a hole and place a garbage can. Root cellar, yep. You don't know what happened before the tire blew. Well, but it's still not the point. The point of it is that people flip their lids over a lot of stuff because they're just not prepared to handle situations. You know what I mean? And what's happening? It may not be that no, it's not. It's really not the point, because I don't. What I'm getting at is it really don't make a shit what happened to this person beforehand. And the reason why I say this, G-Ma, is because I'm talking about in a bad situation. People that flip out like that easily, regardless if they had a bad day or not. I've had bad days too, man, and I sometimes can, lose my lid just like anybody else. But all I'm trying to say is that people out there don't help the way they used to. People out there they stay away from people because of reasons of people flipping out. I seen where I read an article the other day where somebody was helping, somebody was having a medical issue and somebody helped them a little bit. And then the person turned around and sued them. It's like, what, and the whole thing, I see somebody said something about the gas, go top off your tanks. Yeah, I always top off your tanks. But like for me, man, I have to drive every day. I have to drive a lot of miles to go to all these properties. So, I can top off my tank today and it'll be damn near empty tomorrow. So the gas prices are just going to affect me the way they are, man. It sucks. I was seeing it's only the Strait of Hormuz. So the reason these people are freaking out over this gas stuff is because they're talking about closing the Strait of Hormuz. So only about 4% of oil, the United States oil, goes through the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, only about 4%. Now, the one thing you got to understand is China about 60% of theirs goes through the Strait of Hormuz. So they're already speaking up. They're already saying, hey, wait a minute, you're gonna run our economy. So I doubt that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? KP, what's happening, bro? How you doing? I don't know, man. There's a lot of people that are, economies are all over the world are already shaky, and a bunch of shit has been happening. I don't know if they're going to go that route just yet. I wouldn't worry about it. I know that their Security Council or whoever it was has already voted to close it, but it's left up to someone else, their other people, and to close it if they want to or not. So it's not a done deal. Rallying for terrorists, yeah, man. These people rallying for terrorists, dude. They don't even understand the people of Iran. They're rallying against Trump for doing what he did against that regime. Yet the people in Iran are going, yes, get rid of this regime. They've been terrorized for many years. I heard that straight. And see, Captain, that's all, but it's all speculation, man. And a lot of it is fear mongering, man. It's fear mongering. You got people, you got to understand something, man. Every time something happens, guess what? Guess what happens? The fear mongering, oh man, everybody run out and fill your gas cans up. And then all the gas and oil companies, they all make record fucking profits. And then nothing happens. Or the gas goes up 10 cents overall. It may go up to $9 a gallon. I don't know. I mean, nobody can know that. But if you look back through history and you look at every single time, that something happens over in the Middle East, that there's a whole bunch of people that goes out there and say, oh man, go stock up on this, go out there and run and do this, go out and do this, go out and get gas. Always be prepared. I'm not telling you not to be prepared, but just pay attention to, I talked about it in the video I did the other day, step back from a single issue here. Oh man, we bombed Iran. All right, there's all that. Step back and look at the big picture and go back and look at every time something has happened with Iran and Israel. They all say, all the speculators say the same shit over and over. Some of y'all keep using exception to the rules as a legitimate argument. Shut the fuck up and hear what he's saying in total, not each individual what if. Exactly, Hutch. I mean, that's the whole point of it, man. There's always more to the story than just, that I can sit here and do 1,000 what ifs. You know what? Let's do a couple of what ifs. What if North Korea and Russia and China all decide today to send nukes here? Because they all have nukes. What if they all send nukes here and we all get nuked today, man? God dang, what if that happens? Jesus, man, we're all fucked. I mean, you see what I'm saying? We can what if all day long. What if the Strait of Hormuz never does close? What if Iran tells all their people in this country, that's in our country, says, hey, kill every single American you see. Go out with a fucking bang. And we're all out here fighting tomorrow with our weapons, defending our homeland, defending our lives. What if Trump is the Antichrist? You know what I'm saying? Guys, I mean, what if? The whole point of the whole conversation is to prep, is to be aware of what could happen, the what ifs. But the whole point of it is that I want everybody to live their lives and don't be scared. You know what I mean? Don't be scared. Just be prepared. Understand when you go out into public, I knew they'd get Ohio. Trump's the Antichrist. And his hair looks funny these days. I'm just saying. That's it right there, Sophia. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. Live your life, man. Just be aware. You can do these things and still go out and have a good time. I mean, really and truly. You can go out. I've been doing it for years. Every time we go out, I guarantee you, man, you're gonna see me. I'm doing this. I'm paying attention, but also we have a good time. Well, he can't show me his. But I think overall, I voted for Trump. I stand with Trump. His decisions are what they are. Either you back somebody or you don't. This whole shit I've seen on all these people on X and on YouTube, and they're back and forth, and Trump this, and I voted for Trump. Now I'm disappointed in him. He started a war. Well, there was already a fucking war. Guys, if you don't think we ain't been at war for a long fucking time, since at least 2020, dude, they have been bringing people over the border like a motherfucker. So just know, I love you too, Ohio. Just know we have been at war a long time. It just ain't went real kinetic yet. They have been building up for this for a long time. If you go and look at all these other countries in these European countries and stuff like that. Just go and look at UK, France, Germany. Go look at all the shit that's going on. All these illegals, man, they're attacking police officers. All this shit is going on everywhere. We are at war. Okay. Just because it ain't happening in your town, don't mean it ain't happening in the United States. You literally got, people throwing, rocks and all that at the cops. People are regular old Americans who ain't involved in any of this are getting their cars destroyed and jumped on and all kinds of shit. So we're already at war. It's just the level of it, and it's escalating. So you got to understand that. That's all I got to say is pay attention when you go out. Be ready to defend yourself. And other than that, man, go out and have a good day. But just remember everything, y'all. The heat, dude, we went from, again, I'm going to say it because it is super important, man. I want all you guys to stay safe out there. We went from 70 degrees to 109. Boom. Just like that. Like literally on the first day of summer, man. Boom. Definitely got to be ready. Let's see. Sorry. Backwoods, they put a bulletin out today, and grid failures due to heat. Do you think it's really the heat covering? And see, that there you go right there. The heat can affect the power grid, okay? It can get overloaded because people are cranking their airs up and all this shit, because, we've had so many bills throughout, the last 20 years for infrastructure, and yet every year it's the same shit. We still get power failures. But yes, that could be also that it's not just a power failure, but an attack on the grid. So you got to be ready for this. Definitely got to be ready and aware of your surroundings. Exactly, Missouri, man. People, I just want everybody to just please pay attention. What's up, Pilgrim? Also, some area have cooling centers. Don't be afraid to use them. Yes, some places, check your local churches. Sometimes they'll put a building. They'll get a building out there. It'll have a generator on it in case there's power failure. So there are places in a lot of these cities and towns and stuff that do have cooling centers for in case that happens, you know. So it wouldn't hurt to figure out where these cooling centers are. Check on the Eldon. Wait a minute. Oh, I thought. Never mind. I almost read that backwards. Check on the elderly neighbors you like. Yeah, especially if there's a power failure, man. Don't, man. It sucked to know your elderly neighbor, died from heat exhaustion. That's right. I think the water absence at Walmart was both heat and prepping freak out. Yeah. See, that's the problem. You know, we seen that in I'm gonna get to this in just a second, G-Mal. We seen back during the toilet paper wars of 2020. You know what I mean? People freak out and they fucking buy everything on the shelves, and then it's like, the toilet paper deal always puzzled me because most of the toilet paper that we have is made here in the USA, and there's no, because there's a great big fucking plant. Not, well, it's about an hour from me, hour and a half, somewhere in there. But yeah, it's like a Kimberly-Clark. They make toilet paper and paper towels, man, just like an hour and a half from me. I'll get to that handy just a second. I wanted to address this. There is a creek 100 foot from my door. Okay. The creeks, stuff in your area. Understand something. We have had, especially here in Arkansas, we have had records amount of rain. We have had over 30 inches of rain. And I know because I watch the weather a lot. And a lot of these storms and everything. So everybody understand this about the creeks and water sources around you. They have been flooded with dead animals, poop, piss, all kinds of shit, algae, because when you have the temperatures that you do out here, and you get all this flooding, and then all of a sudden you're hitting these temperatures the way they are, dude, this water can be really toxic and really bad for you, way more than you may understand. Buy some test strips. If sewers overflowing, things like that. I seen one overflowing right down the road from us during all that heavy rain. Buy you some test strips. Of course, get you some filtration systems and everything. If you've got pools of water that are just sitting, maybe it was because of flooding and it overflooded on something. Understand this water can turn really toxic for you really quickly. Okay. Chemical runoff's another one, Missouri. Exactly. So understand this water can be very toxic for you. It just because it's water doesn't mean it's good. A flowing creek, you'll stand a little better chance than just sitting water. Okay. So understand that, E. coli in the Arkansas River. Yes. Here too, backwoods. Sorry for how much we're sending down the Arkansas River. Yeah. No, I mean, they put out a warning, our news and all that here in Arkansas to, they're closed down a whole lot of swimming holes because of E. coli and these algae and stuff like that are really bad for you. So, make sure you understand that if you're going to run down here, New York outcast, what's happening? Understand, tack them up and top, what's happening. You could, the water out there, if you have to go get water from a creek, man, get some test strips, man. You can find them online at Amazon, whatever. You can find test strips, man, and test some of this water before you drink it. Your Sawyer minis and stuff like that, all that, I understand you can filter out a lot of stuff, but there's some stuff you can't filter out. So test strips are really a good idea to have. Be very careful about just running out because you got a creek running behind your house. What's upstream from that creek? How much about that creek do you know? of how far upstream. See, I've got one creek over here, over on this side of me, and I got another creek here, and they run down and they meet, and then they go to the lake. They're not very far from me. I can walk to them in 5-10 minutes. The thing about it is that I know the one creek, it goes up, but it goes up through all this farmland up through there. You know what I mean? And all this flooding we've had, it's been flowing off. All the whatever chemicals and everything, it's been flooding off into this creek over here. Now this other creek comes out of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? This one that comes around on this side of me, it comes out of the mountain. So, you know, there's less likely of a chance of it being as nasty as this creek over here. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of there's cattle farms up through there. There's some pig farms and stuff up through there. So be careful. Know what's up above your creek that you may be getting your water out of. My creek is snow melt. Awesome. That's even better. Exactly, New York. People shouldn't blindly trust any source of water. Get some test strips. Get you some. Get you know. I keep a Sawyer Mini in my truck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Craig. You just live right down there below us. I mean, you'd have to come through the great state of Arkansas, and I understand. You know, you Louisiana folks, man, it's not as easy for y'all to be able to handle the greatness of Arkansas. You know, to go through to go to Missouri, but it'd be cool if you showed up. You know, I'm just saying one of these times. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I need to get in here, and I don't know what the hell my son's doing. He should have been out here. We're going to have to get out. It's going to be 109. I've got a lot of properties to take care of this week, and it sucks that we got to work in the heat, but it is what it is. We got a whole big ice chest full of water. All right, KP. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you, I've been to Louisiana several times, man. I love Louisiana because it's, you know, I grew up here in Arkansas, and I grew up actually a lot more farther south than where I live now. I live a lot more northern, or, you know, more towards the top of Arkansas. But I grew up down south, man. We had swamps and, you know, cypress sloughs, and yeah. I've been to Louisiana many times, man. It's an awesome place. I enjoyed it down there. I have a water fountain full of. It's got electrolytes. Wouldn't trust any water source without testing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Red Dog, man. Dude, you can get these test strips online, and you know what I'm saying. It'd be a shame to not buy, you know, $15, $20 worth of test strips, and you end up in the freaking hospital about to die from, you know, some crazy damn disease. All right, y'all. That's all I got for today. Like I said, that's what it says here too. It's a great big heat wave all over the whole eastern, you know, central eastern part of the United States, man. It's going to be hot for several days. I watched a news report, weather report this morning, and they said it would probably go a little past July the 4th. So it's going to be hot. Stay safe, everyone. Everybody drink plenty of fluids. If you stop sweating, stop what you're doing and go and cool down and get rehydrated, guys. I mean, it is, man, you do not want to go down over a heat stroke or even severe heat exhaustion. It is detrimental to your body. And what good is your preps, man, if you can't even go outside anymore? You know what I mean? If the power goes out and you've been out here working and you get a heat stroke or you get a heat exhaustion, and then, you know, later down the line the power does go out and you got to sit in your house, it's going to be really bad for you guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be really, really bad for you. So take care of your body now while you've got the opportunity. Water, take breaks. It ain't nothing about being no badass. You're not a fucking badass because you're out there working in 109 and you're not listening to your body telling you, hey, I'm about to fucking shut down. Okay? That's stupid. That's not being a badass. So, you may already be suffering. Yeah, watermelon and raw honey. Yeah, lots of fruits, man. Carry some fruits. Yeah, exactly. Get some exposure to the heat, get acclimated, not just hide from it. Yeah, go outside a little bit, man. Everybody's talking about power grid failures. What do you think your house is going to feel like when the power goes out and it's 109 degrees outside? Just saying. So don't sit in the air conditioner all day if that's what you normally do. Go outside, get acclimated to the heat a little bit, but just do it in increments. Pay attention to your body. It'll tell you. You'll start feeling them signs, man. You'll get the cold sweats. You start getting cold and it's 109 degrees, you're in trouble. I'm just telling you, you're in trouble. Everybody, thank y'all for showing up, man. I'm going to do more lives. I'm going to do more videos. Got some shit I'm working on that's going to be coming. It won't be till about probably fall, winter before them particular things happen, but we're going to do a whole lot more in between now and then. Guys, stay safe, stay prepared, keep your head on a swivel, and remember, when you prepare your mind properly, things will fall into place. That's all I'm saying, man.